I'm Marcy Lundy. Today is Tuesday, November 14th, 2023, and this is the Cult of Kindness podcast. This week, I'm really thrilled to introduce to all of you, or I should say, reintroduce the lovely Pauline Raphaela. And Pauline and I are going to have ongoing conversations this season, and this will be called The Parallel Perspective with Pauline. So please welcome back to the Cult of Kindness podcast, Pauline. Hi, Pauline.
Hi, Marcy, and thank you for that lovely introduction, and thank you for having me back. I really appreciate it.
Yes, of course. So we're going to talk about the permission to feel. And what that is the permission to feel those energies around us, which we're sometimes not sure what to do with, but we're aware of. And I thought Pauline is just such a wonderful person to help us guide us through all of this and help us on our kindness and our self-kindness journey. So, Pauline, how do we introduce ourselves to those energies around us?
So, all right, let's see. This is a very abstract question because we can't see it, right? And we're so
Yeah.
conditioned to see to believe.
Yeah.
And when you reach a point of, I don't even want to use the word enlightenment. I want to use the word trust and acknowledgement that there are higher frequencies, higher energies at work on our behalf or for our behalf, not to frighten us, but they do exist to help us. I think that the first thing we have to do is be aware it exists. I think that's number one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Be aware that it exists, that, we're never alone, and that these higher frequencies, if you want to call them God energies, angelic energies, universal energies, soul energies, whatever you prefer to call them is fine. But these energies are real. And like I said, they're here to help us. So how do we begin to feel them? How do we begin to feel the uplift from them? I mean, the first thing I would say is don't be afraid of it, because this is not something that's going to harm you. This is not something that's going to hurt you or put you in fear. In fact, it's quite the opposite. These energies are here to lift us up. They're here to help us love ourselves. They're here to help us become powerful creators. They're here to help us create abundance. And so that would be the first thing I would say.
Wonderful. I think a lot of people just don't know where to start. They're aware of an energy around them and they're fearful. So, do you think that people should dive right in, or should there be a process before you open yourself up to this?
Well, I can tell you from my experience, when spirit or these higher energies is around us, guiding us, helping us, trying to make us feel safe, and helping us to connect with these higher energies, they don't come in like a bulldozer. They don't come in that way. They come in very gently and very subtly. And so I think, like I said, I think being aware of it is the first thing. Now, to begin to let them in, start gently. Get out into nature. That was the one thing that I was taught to do. Get out into nature, get into the woods, or even when you go to the beach. I mean, who doesn't love the beach?
Right.
Very few people. Some don't, but most of us love the beach.
Yeah.
Rather than just going to the beach, right, and enjoying it, connect with the sand. Feel the sand in your feet. I used to just focus and meditate on the water. On the waves of the ocean. I would watch them roll in and crash and then recede. And I would get into a little bit of a meditative, mesmerized state. And then I became aware, well, how is this making me feel?
Sure.
And I was feeling in the flow because I was watching the waves and I was feeling peaceful. And I was beginning to feel trusting that the process of life is exactly that. It's an ebb and flow. And so I
Yes.
began to connect at the ocean.
Very good. So
So
is
it was more than just a beach and an ocean. Now it became a place where I could become more aware and begin to connect.
so should we be in a state of meditating when we're able to be open to experience this?
So you don't have to be, because I believe that as I was sitting there just watching the waves flow in and out, I actually got into like a mesmerized, a little bit of a meditative state just by focusing and watching the waves come in and out. So I didn't say, oh, let me meditate, let me close my eyes and breathe and om and chant. No, I didn't do any of that. I allowed myself to sort of connect to the nature.
Mm,
And that's how the feelings of these higher frequencies began to I began to absorb them. And that
okay.
these energies are peace, they're love, their kindness, right? Their empowerment, it's flow, it's trusting, it's everything good.
It
There's
is. It
nothing
is.
bad about it.
No. Uh, how do you know that you need that? Personally, I think we all do. But
I would agree with that, Marcy, that
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
We all need that as human beings to connect with what I would call your soul nature, right? Or your higher
Mhm.
nature. We need
Okay.
that. But
Yeah.
my goodness, I think now that more than ever, we need it as we are going through a chaotic world that's breaking down and paradigms are changing. We need it
Yes.
more so that we can stay grounded, that we can stay focused and stay in the center of our heart and our light.
I agree. I agree. You know, for those that are open and they try and introduce friends into this, how do you do that? Because we need, just like this is the positive domino effect of kindness, we need that positive domino effect of people being open to this
Yes.
parallel. How do we introduce others to this?
Well, we can never force anything on anyone, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
I believe that we can plant the seeds, right?
Mm-hmm.
By explaining, I went to the beach the other day, or I took a walk through the woods. And you know what? For the first time, I really began to notice the trees, the leaves. Like I began to notice it as more than just a tree and a leaf. I began to like look at the energy of it and what I felt from it. I felt so grounded and peaceful. Have you ever felt anything like that? So we
Mm-hmm.
can plant the seeds by sort of explaining what we experience, not like, look, you need to go into the woods and you need to go to the beach and you need to focus on the ocean and let it permeate your being. That
Yeah.
doesn't work that way. So we have to
No.
lead by example.
Okay. Wonderful. Yes. So I thought this would be important. Like I said, in season 4, we're really focusing on our self kindness journey. And this is about getting in touch with our souls also, not just those that are around us, but our own. Uh, how would you say that someone can get in touch with their own soul while being a part of and participating in this parallel?
Well, I know for myself, um, um, I began to focus on the things around me from my own self awareness. I was like, okay, why is this presenting itself to me? Like in my book, The Little Blue Room, uh,
Yes.
I, I I talked about when I was sitting on the beach and I was praying or talking to God and saying, where am I going next? What's happening next?
Mhm.
And the clouds began to form into angel shapes. It
Mhm.
was the most miraculous sight. And so I realized that this was an answer to a question that I had. Nobody else seemed to notice what was going on around them, but I did. And so when something beautiful comes into your view, no, it is specifically for you. Now, why? Because if you have asked the universe to show you something or to help you or to guide you, these are the signs that begin to show up specifically for you because you are loved by God, by the universe. So we have to take that in as feeling special. And that's not so easy to do all the time, but
Sure.
we do need to do that. Wow, was God really paying attention to me in that
Mhm.
moment, little old me? And the
Right.
answer is yes. And that's
Yes.
because, and that's how that connection to soul and self begins to form. At least these were my experiences.
Right. Oh, that's beautiful. The connection to soul and self. All right. Well, this is just our intro because I was so excited to be able to have Pauline come on as a semi-regular, I'll say. And I want you all to start to think about this. You your ability to be open to that around you and how much that will help you. And your ability, as Pauline said, not to shove it down someone else's throat, but to introduce it in a way where this will help all of us because we are in tough times right now and we need to find that wave of positivity. And it's not very far from us. So, Pauline, thank you very much. And like I said, this was a bit of a sneak peek, but going forward this season, I'm really looking forward to having more conversations with Pauline and helping all of us work our way through our self-kindness journey. So, Pauline, thank you so much. And I look forward to having you on again soon.
Well, I look forward to it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, all. Take care. Bye bye.